Mike back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons and the Mystics Part 2 as the men are meeting up here as the second half of the doubleheader about to get underway in just about 2 minutes. Tetons looking to keep their hot start to conference play. Teton men's team was also dinged with a couple of red shirt violations. They just didn't report their red shirts in, but they are appealing it, and hopefully that they can get their last couple of conference wins back, as they will much need it here as both teams head towards postseason play coming up in a couple of short months. The Tetons men's team looking to get after it. They have a good mix of players here up and down the lineup, led by number 25, Rex Sterling. So Sterling and company look to get it after it. Also, Josiah McDonald, who's come in as a dynamic freshman for the Tetons. He'll be a key contributor as well. The Tetons come in overall on the season now with a 15-4 record, 1-2 in conference play. Before 2 forfeited games, they were 3-0. That is the same conference record that Bismarck State has at 3-0. BFC is 13-4 overall on the season. Both teams getting a final coach up before we get underway with this one here from the Well in Williston. Should be a fantastic 40 minutes of basketball as the pregame announcements are being made. So the Mystics and the Tetons just a couple of seconds away. Triangle Electric, the game sponsor here for this this action. And the Tetons will again be in action tomorrow, both men and women. And they'll be coming up against United Tribes Technical College. Tetons have already beat United Tribes earlier in the season in non-conference play, part of the Buster Gillis Tip-Off Classic. And now the BSC starters are being announced, all of them coming out all at once, as they all take their turns now, go shaking hands with Coach Alex Herman and the officiating staff. So they'll choose to be announced as a unit as they come out onto the court. And the Tetons now are awaiting their starting lineup. Starting off is a 6-foot sophomore, or 6-foot freshman guard from San Antonio, Texas, number 4, Josiah McDonald. Out next is going to be a 5'8 sophomore guard from Powers Lake, North Dakota, number 5, Tyson Inget. A 6'4 freshman forward from Minot, North Dakota, number 11, Ian Johnson. A 6'3 sophomore guard forward from Omaha, Nebraska, number 13, Makai Marks. And the big man in the middle, number 25, a 6'8 sophomore forward from Melbourne, Australia, in Rex Sterling. So Rex and company ready to get after it as both teams are now meeting up. The Tetons all out on the court talking with Coach Herman so they can get after it. The Mystics already out on the court. It should be a great game here. 20 minutes up on the American State Bank scoreboard. And we'll have shortly the tip-off and get underway. Starters for the Mystics will be William Ware, Avery Wesley, Jackson Birmingham, as well as Javier Sidrex and number 33, Carter Zeller. It will be Zeller and Sterling in the center circle. Ball comes into the center circle for the officials and is going to be up, and it'll be tipped away from Sterling by Zeller. The Mystics will take over. Birmingham has it on the near wing, a double high screen. McDonald doing a good job racing it around to keep him from driving. Good post position by Zeller down low underneath. Sidrex has it up on top to Zeller. Now swings it along to Wesley. Wesley over to Birmingham. Looking to drive on McDonald. Back to Birmingham for 3. That's off the mark. No good. Zeller tries to chase it down in the corner. It'll go out of bounds back to Williston State for the first time. Johnson gets the ball into Inget. Back to Johnson. Pass it back to Tyson. High post. Now Sterling looking to get it back to Johnson. Thought about a quick 3. They like to get the Johnson going early from the perimeter. Sterling driving on Zeller. Pump fake out to Johnson in the wing for three. Ian Johnson with a quick three-pointer. And the Tetons are up by a triple 3-0. Throughout the season, they've gotten Johnson the first look of the game for the Tetons. McDonald now working on Birmingham up on top. They get it to Ware. Now in the near wing to Wesley. Back up on top it'll go. Giving directions is going to be Siderex. He'll pick up a screen from Zeller. Good job by Mackay. Marks fighting through. There's going to be a steal. It is going to be started, and Marks now has it taken away from him. Get a tough defense up. That's going to be put up no good. Tipped around again. Marks will come down with it. He is going to be finally able to get it off to Inget. And the Tetons work it back up. Sterling on the baseline, drives on Zeller. He'll spin, flips it underneath. One-touch pass over to McDonald. Rainbow three. Josiah McDonald got the big bucket in there. Tetons start up on a 6-0 run. Full court press now. Inget working on Wesley. Wesley will slow down, and Inget will get into the front court. Now Wesley has the ball across the timeline. 18:21 left to go in the first half on the American State Bank scoreboard. Birmingham calling directions. Coming to get it on top of the perimeter is Wesley. He'll pick up a screen from Ware. Turned away by Johnson. Back underneath to Ware. See if they use the mismatch. Down in the corner. It'll go to Birmingham. And Birmingham's going to be whistled for the travel, and he tries to put it down after the whistle and gets stuffed by the rim. So add insult to turnover as the Tetons get it back and look to improve on their 6-0 run to start. Inget again up the court for the Tetons. On top of the perimeter to Sterling. Surveying over to McDonald. Picks up a screen. Step back now over to Sterling for three. Got it to go. Rex Sterling, the big man, getting on the three-point barrage of the Tetons. Now up 9-0. Back up the court comes Birmingham. McDonald harassing him around the perimeter. Birmingham's going to be stripped by Inget. Loose ball. Sterling's going to come down with it, and it'll be kicked out of bounds, incidentally, by Ian Johnson. As the Tetons are being active defenders all around the court. 17:36 left to go, a 9-0 Teton lead. Ware set to inbound the ball. He'll get into the backcourt to Wesley. Takes his time now, steps over the timeline. Over to Birmingham on the far wing. Looking to get it to Zeller, nothing there. Closed up by Sterling. Moves the ball over to Siderex. Siderex has it, back up on top to Birmingham. Waiting for someone to come open. Wesley crosses over, gets it off to Siderex. He's going to drive on Inget, running floater, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. The Tetons getting it done defensively. Once again out on the court, Coach Kevin Rice for the Mystics not happy with the effort out on the court in the first couple of minutes of play. Inget calling for a clear out. He'll get it on top of the perimeter to Sterling. Sterling puts it on. Takes a couple of dribbles, looking for Marks. Can't find him now. Over to McDonald. McDonald coming around the top of the perimeter. He'll go up, no good. Sterling tips it up, get his own rebound. McDonald's able to establish himself and get it back in. Goes for the mid-range floater, up and good. McDonald 4-2 more. The Tetons start off on an 11-0 run. Coach Ware and the Mystics are going to take a short timeout. We'll take a short one as well. We'll be back for more Teton basketball in 30 seconds.
Save on STIHL outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new STIHL backpack blower or blower vac and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your STIHL this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons 4 off the bench already as they're looking to go in and out early. Now on for the Tetons is Will Olson, Richard Massey, Eden Hobbs, and Ben Yavi. Sterling, the lone starter, still out there. Ware has it on the far wing for the Tetons. Up on top, it'll go to Zeller. He'll swing it over to Birmingham. Looks underneath, gets it into Ware. Ware on Hobbs. Hobbs with good on-ball defense. Forces the miss, no good. He'll save it from going out of bounds, and the Tetons will take over. Hobbs, who's had a big couple of games as of late, gets it over now to Yabi. Hands it off to Massey on the far wing. He'll work around the perimeter. Now to Olson. Olson thought about penetrating, gets it to Sterling in the paint. Sterling spins, kicks it off in the corner to Massey. Massey three-pointer on the way. Richard Massey got it to drop 14-0 to start the game. Back it'll go. Siderex has it on the wing. Picks up a Zeller screen. Going to be cut off. Looking to get it up on top. No one open. Good denial defense for Williston State. Birmingham now on the wing in the corner. Here comes a drive by Siderex. Gets it underneath to Zeller. Tries to bully his way to Sterling, and Zeller is going to get the bucket in. That'll be a foul on Rex. We'll pick up the first team foul for either team, and that'll stop the 14-0 run as Carter Zeller will go to the stripe for one. Zeller, a freshman from Fargo, at the stripe for one and only. No one back to rebound for the Mystics, as Zeller's at the line for the one shot, and it is good. Now 14-3. 15:58 left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. Yambi has it on top. Olsen cycling through, gets it on top to Sterling. Another three for Sterling. Shots off the mark, no good. Safe from going out of bounds, but it'll go into the hands of Wesley. He'll push it up the court for the Mystics. Back door is going to go underneath to Ware, and Ware will lay it up and in. A 5-0 run now for Bismarck State. They've cut it down to a 9-point game. Back of the court comes Yambi. He'll get it off to Hobbs. Hobbs hands it off to Massey. Working around. Back to Hobbs. Baseline drive by Hobbs. Reverse layup up and in. Eden Hobbs with his first bucket of the game. What a baseline drive by Hobbs, who got it up there. Used the rim to protect the ball from any potential defenders. And Bismarck State now with it. Ware has it on the near wing, up on top to Siderex. Over to go to Birmingham on the far wing. Zeller pops up on top. Swings it to Wesley now. Bismarck State being very patient. 15 minutes left to go, 8 on the shot clock. Wesley crosses over, big contested three, no good. Pulled down by Massey. He'll get it off to Yambi. Bismarck State not looking comfortable in their offense so far. Defense for the Tetons. Hobbs underneath to Sterling. Reverse layup up, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. Rex gets 2 more. He has 5 and also adds an extra board to his name. Mystics across the timeline again. Closing in on 14.5 minutes left to go in the first half on the American State Bank scoreboard. Wesley has it, being guarded by Yambi. Zeller pops out to the top of the perimeter. Now swings it to Ware on the far wing. Ware thought about a three-pointer. Back up on top to Siderex. He's going to drive. Blocked out of bounds by Massey, and Massey took an inadvertent shot from Yambi, and now there's going to be 4 more on and off for the Tetons. So they're subbing in waves. The lone Teton still out on the court from the last go is Will Olsen. Carson Hayer getting some early run. He'll be joined by Freedom Leon. Makai Marks checking back in, and also is Demetra Kindle, a sophomore transfer in. So some set to come in for Bismarck State. They got waved off as Coach Rice said, hey, aft on the next stop. They weren't officially checked in. Bismarck State has the ball. 3 on the shot clock. Have to heave one up. Birmingham way downtown. Got it to go. Jackson Birmingham hit the first triple of the game for the Mystics. As a 10-point game, 18-8. Olsen has the ball working around the perimeter. He'll hand it off to Massey in the corner. Olsen, 3-ball on the way. In and out, and in it goes. Will Olsen joins on the 3-point parade. 5 3-pointers within the first 7 minutes of the game. Coach Herman still barking at his guys to keep the intensity up. Birmingham gets it on top to Ware. Now over on the far wing to Siderex. Here comes a drive by Birmingham. Gets a good step through contact and gets it to go. Jackson Birmingham with a tough bucket. He now has 5 in the game. Kindle on top, looking back door for Marks. Nothing there. Now Kindle looks to drive. He's cut off by Wesley. Gets to the elbow. Out it goes to Hare. Thought about a 3-pointer. Hare takes it. Again, Olsen from the wing. That one off the back of the iron. No good. Pulled down by Siderex. He'll push it back up the court. Still 2 Mystics waiting to check in. Siderex driving. And it's going to be up and over the top of Leon. Javier Siderex for his first 2 points of the game. 21-12. Hare gets it off to Kindle. Kindle hands it now back to Olsen. Thought about it, taking another open look. He'll bump in the paint. Leon, baseline, steps through into the corner to Marks. Back up on top to Kindle. Kindle for 3. Off the mark, no good. Long rebound. Marks comes back. He gets it off to Olsen. Olsen waiting, weaving through traffic. Up on top to Marks. Straight away 3-pointer. Off the mark, no good. It'll be reeled in by Birmingham. And back come the Mystics up the court, closing in on 12.5 left to go in the first. Good denial by the Tetons. Birmingham caught in no man's land without a dribble. He finally gets it off to Ware. Back to Birmingham. Now to Siderex. Siderex approaching the perimeter. Going to drive on Olsen and gets a step on Will Olsen. Up no good. It'll be Kindle who pulls it down. No foul called. Siderex not coming up. Kindle through contact, and he's going to be fouled. That one's going to go on William Ware. First personal, first team. As Josiah McDonald set to check back into the game. And as we do, we'll have a media timeout. Tetons up by 9, 21-12, 12-14 left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. We'll take a 1-minute break for this media timeout. Back in 60 seconds.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Coming out of the timeout, the Tetons have brought back in number 4, Josiah McDonald. McDonald into the game for Will Olson's the Tetons. In and out of the lineup rather quickly. Kendall with his first free throw gets it up and in. He cracks the scoring column. Into the game for Siderex comes number 10, Evan Tatum. As Kendall gets to the stripe for his second of 2. On the way, that one is good. 2 for 2 from the stripe for Williston State. They're back up by 11. Wesley up the court for the Mystics. On top of the perimeter, moving it around. Looking for a team to get it off to. Finds Zeller up on top. Here comes a drive and a spin move by Tatum. He turned away and it's going to be, the Tetons calling it for off the leg of Tatum, but they're going to say it's last touch by Kendall. So the Tetons with another tough nose defense, and now they're going to reverse the call. They're going to give it back to the Tetons, and they will say it went off the leg of Kendall on the strip. Inbound play now goes to Carson Hare, who work his way back up the court. Kendall hands it off to McDonald, over to Hare. Hare for 3 from the wing, off the mark, no good, pulled down by Ware. Back up the court come the Mystics. They get into the far wing to Wesley. Wesley turned away by Hare. Good job by the freshman defending the bigger Avery Wesley. Hare went for a little bit of a poke defense in the corner. Zeller got his man up in the air. Hare with a good recovery. It'll be now Ware. Ware gets it onto the perimeter. Back to Wesley. Wesley looking down low for Zeller. Gets the up and under pass, and that'll be up and in. Carter Zeller with 2 more. A fantastic touch pass to get on the ball over the top of Freedom Leon. Here now to McDonald, up on top to Kendall. McDonald with another three-pointer off the mark, and it'll be Leon with the rebound off to McDonald. McDonald's going to take off. He'll step through, takes a big bump, no foul called. Back comes Wesley up the court for the Mystics, and he hands it off to Ware, who's going to be whistled for the travel. 3 more Tetons coming in. Out of the game is going Marks, Leon, and Kendall. Back into the game is Sterling, Massey, and Johnson. Carson Hare again bringing it back up the court for Williston State. Gets the ball from Johnson back to Hare. They're waiting now, looking around. Up on top, Sterling has it. He's going to be cut off, gets it off to McDonald. McDonald's going to take off, double team, back out to Sterling. He'll take off, spin move on. Zeller throws it up, no good. Johnson with the rebound, and he'll be fouled on after grabbing the rebound. We'll see who it's going to be on. It'll be on Ware. It's his second personal. So he'll come out of the game. Coming back in is Birmingham. Also in for the first time as McDonald gets the inbound pass. He'll get it into the paint to Sterling. Johnson in the corner. Baseline drive. Looking for a teammate to get it off to. Underneath to Sterling. He's going to be stripped. Puts it up and in. 2 more for Rex Sterling. He has 7 in the game. So Zeller came out of the game, and Sharif Parks checked in. Another big for Bismarck State. Birmingham bringing it up the court, crossing over on Massey. Into the wing now to Wesley. Drives on Carson Hare. He'll have to be pulled back out. Hare with some big defensive efforts. Tatum now looking to drive on Johnson. High angle off the glass, and Tatum gets his first bucket of the game. 25-16. Teton still up on top. Johnson has it on top. Back to Hare. Hare looking to cross over. He's going to get through, and he'll be stripped of it, and he'll kick off of his leg and go out of bounds. And Hare will check out of the game with Ingot coming back in for Williston State. So Hare with some big early minutes for the Tetons, who hold on to a 9-point, 25-16 lead on the American State Bank scoreboard halfway through the first. Birmingham now on the near wing. Gets a step on Massey. Kick through into the corner. Tatum for three. Now it's going to be short. No good. Pulled down by Sterling. Gets it off to Ingot. Races up the court. Underneath to McDonald. Too far underneath the basket. He'll have to peel back. Spin move. And he tried to get it over to Ingot. And Tatum looks like pulled the chair out from under him a little bit. And McDonald lost his balance. Now the Tetons seeing if they can't lock down defensively. Still just a total of 3 fouls called, 1 on the Tetons, 2 on the Mystics here as we are approaching 10 and a half minutes elapsed in this first half. Long pass, and Denver Parks underneath. That's going to sail from Tatum, go out of bounds. Back-to-back turnovers will give it right back to Williston State. 9:28 left to go. Johnson hands it off to Ingot, who will push it up the court for the Tetons. Back to Johnson, now Ingot again. Sterling pops out on the low post. Has the mismatch on Tatum. Swing pass in the corner to McDonald. He's going to take off, dribbles it off his foot. No good. Loose ball on the ground, and there's going to be a jump ball called. Alternating arrow will give it back to the Tetons. McDonald checking out of the game. Coming back in is Will Olson. So McDonald has played some tough minutes as well as the Tetons. They're subbing in waves, and McDonald, he looks to be putting out every ounce of energy that he has. Now Ingot looking to inbound. Johnson in the middle of the paint. Flip shot up, no good. Pulled down by Tatum. There's going to be a quick foul called on Tyson Ingot. He picks up his first personal, second team foul. So now 2 fouls apiece for each team. Inbound pass goes to Jackson Birmingham. Approaching 9 minutes left to go in the first half. Birmingham pushes over to the far wing. Slips through across by Tatum. A little bit of congestion in the paint. Having it down low is Lukoki. Lukoki looking to get it underneath for Tatum. He's going to go up and gets it to drop. Evan Tatum with the last 2 buckets for the Mystics. As back comes Tyson Ingot and the Tetons. Now up 25-18. Massey was looking back door. Sterling now looking to drive. He's going to be stripped. Loose ball on the ground. Picks it back up to Olson. High angle off the glass. Will Olson for 2 more. He has 5. Williston State back up by 9. They've led by as many as 14, currently setting 27-18. 8.5 left to go in the first. Lukoki has it on the far wing, up on top to Tatum. Tatum surveying over to Wesley, who's logged some big minutes early. Birmingham now up on top. 15 on the shot clock. Lukoki guarded by Massey, the best on-ball defender by the Tetons. Looks to drive, going to be cut off. Over on the baseline to Parks. Parks hit the mid-range jumper, and that's his first bucket of the game, 27-20. Johnson over to Massey. Massey, quick three-pointer coming back. Richard Massey with his second triple of the half. Tetons back up by double digits. Hobbs and Yampi said to check back in. Tetons have already now went 11 deep in the game, so the deepest Teton team in recent memory. Birmingham on the near wing. Gets it up on top to Wesley, calling out the play. 15 on the shot clock. Holding, waiting. Now Parks coming up to set the high screen on Ingot. Getting through. Going to be a pull-up jumper off the market. No good. Here comes Olson on the run. Gets it over to Ingot. Ingot behind it back to Sterling, and Sterling just was not ready for it. It'll go back to Bismarck State. Out of the game comes Ingot and Johnson. Back in Yampi and Hobbs. Wesley inbounding the ball back to Birmingham. He'll take it up the court himself. He'll be met by Will Olson at the timeline. Under 7.5 left to go in the first on the American State Bank scoreboard. Now over on the wing. Just checked out is Lukoki. Back into the game is Ware. Birmingham has it. Looking to go underneath the Parks. Nothing there. It's going to be Massey with the steal. Here he's going to go, and he's going to be hammered as he's on the way up. That's a hard foul. Hard foul committed by Siderex. It was Siderex in, not Ware, back into the game. So that'll put Richard Massey to the stripe for a pair. Siderek picks up his first personal, third team. Leon and Mark set to sub back in for Williston State. Massey at the line for his first of two. That one will rattle in. Williston State back up by 11. So Leon coming in for Sterling, and Marks, as it appears, he'll come in for Massey, who has one more free throw coming. Marks will be in on the make or the next stop, whichever comes first. Massey at the line for his second of two. Off the back of the iron, no good. Pulled down by Siderix and the Mystics. Marks will have to wait at the scorer's bench. Birmingham on the drive. He's going to get down low. Tries to flip it. It's going to be tipped into the hands of Massey. Pushing through. Over to go to Hobbs. Hobbs on the perimeter. Lost a handle. Going to have it. Lost again. Tatum in tow. Gets it in the paint to Leon. Bounce pass. Throws it away. Looking to get Massey on the baseline. Long pass will go over to Wesley in the corner. He'll get it to Tatum at the free throw line. Driving on Hobbs. Floats one up. Two more for Evan Tatum. He has 6 in the game. Back down to 9 points, 31-22. Makai Mark still sitting at the scorer's bench for the Tetons. Go over to Olsen. Olsen gets to the charity stripe, kicks it out to Massey for another three-pointer. Richard Massey has hit his third three-pointer of the game. He has now 10 points, leads the Tetons 34-22 on the American State Bank scoreboard with 6:08 left to go, and there's a steal by Yambi. Tetons pushing a 4-on-2 break. Yambi over in the corner to Olsen. He's going to drive, looks to step through, throws it up instead, and Olsen puts it up and in there for his next bucket. Will Olsen with 7 points. Birmingham up the court. Tetons back up by 14 points, matching their largest lead of the game. Birmingham crosses over, gets a good screen from Parks, spins, flips one up, and somehow gets it to drop. Tough bucket by Jackson Birmingham. Foul will go on Will Olsen, his first personal, third team. And Makai Marks is going to come into the game for Richard Massey. There's also a couple more Mystics coming in. And we have a media timeout. We'll let you know who the two new Mystics are coming in after we're back from this 1-minute break.
For more than 70 years, Expanse Electrical Company has delivered market-leading electrical, power, and automation expertise, built upon a legacy of technology, quality, and craftsmanship. They are confident that they have the best team in the industry and welcome the opportunity to serve you. A proud member of the Williston community, Expanse continually works to build a better future for their company, their craftsmen, and their customers. They pride themselves on having one of the most proficient teams of directly employed licensed electricians and automation engineers in the industry. Interested in powering up your career? Visit expanseelectrical.com/careers to learn about their openings in the North Dakota region.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Mike back here for Teton basketball at the stripe. Jackson Birmingham looking to complete an and one. He'll throw it up. That'll be short, no good. Pulled down by Hobbs. He'll get it off to Yambi, back up the court. Yambi to Hobbs, back to Yambi. He looks a crossover, picks up a screen from Sterling, and he's going to be wrapped around the neck on by a defender. That'll put Ben Yambi. We'll see if they call it on the ground. And no, they're going to say it is on the shot. That foul's going to go against Tatum, his first personal, fourth team. Yambi at the stripe for one. First one's going to be up and good for Benjamin Yambi. Also back into the game for the first time for the Mystics is David Schilling, seeing his first action. Yambi got his first point of the game on the free throw and then just got his second. Tetons back up by 14, 38-24. 5.5 left to go in the first half. Birmingham marching it back up the court. He'll be picked up by Will Olson. Olson playing with one foul. No one for Williston State with more than one. Schilling on the far wing, guarded by Hobbs. Skip pass over to Birmingham. Lets one fly. That one is going to be good. Jackson Birmingham now in double digits with 10 points. He's hit both three-pointers in the game for the Mystics. Hobbs, bounce pass over to Yambi. Up on top to Sterling. To Freedom Leon. And there's Will Olson with Olson's second three-pointer of the game. Tetons have hit 8 three-pointers in this first half. We're under 5 minutes left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. Birmingham looking to drive. He'll go through, dish it off. Going to be stolen by Olson. He has Yambi. Olson driving one-on-one with Zeller. Bumps, and it'll be up and 2 more for Will Olson. He's having himself a first half with 12 points already. Yambi guarding Siderex up the court. Siderex gets a step. Yambi having to hustle to recover. Marks coming for a help. They switch with Tatum. Now Tatum has the ball up on top. Over to Schilling. Schilling back up. Now to Birmingham. He'll spin. Gets to the charity stripe. Bounce pass to Zeller underneath. Backing down on Sterling. And Sterling commits the foul. Zeller gives it a drop. And that'll put Zeller back at the stripe. He gets the bucket to go. And now has 7 points with a chance for 8. So Freedom, who just picked up his first foul, will come out of the game. Sterling was waiting at the scorer's table for him. So Carter Zeller at the stripe. The game had momentarily been pushed up to 16-point lead for the Tetons. Back down to 14 and a chance for Zeller to cut it to 13. Free throw is going to be on the way. That one rolls around and drops in. Coach Herman talking with Freedom on the bench about defensive positioning. Hobbs has the ball. Gives it off to Olson. Quick three from Olson. That one's in there. Will Olson with his third three-pointer of the half. He's up to 15 points. Tetons back up by 16. Here comes Siderex. Drive is going to be cut off by Olson. Swing pass up on top to Schilling. Schilling into the baseline. Loose ball is going to be taken away. No, back into the hands of Tatum. Tatum at the elbow underneath to Zeller. Zeller puts it up and in. 2 more for him. He has 10 points in the game. 14-point lead again for Williston State, 46-32. 3:45 left in the half. Hobbs will drive through contact. Got it to go. Hobbs took a big shot there from Zeller. No call. Eden Hobbs now with 4. Back comes Schilling. Crosses over on Hobbs. Nothing there. High post to Zeller. He'll be off the elbow, a little bit extended. Long pass. Up it'll go to Siderex. Siderex. He'll pull the trigger from 3. That one will go in there. Third 3 of the game for the Mystics. Siderex now with 5 points. Back come the Tetons. Get it off. Marks with a quick three-pointer coming. Mackay Marks with 3. His first bucket of the game. It's raining 3 here on the well in Williston, and a short timeout going to be called by the Mystics. 10 three-pointers hit already in the first half by the Tetons. 30 of their 51 points. We have a full timeout. We have a short timeout. We'll take a quick break. Back in half a minute.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we're more than just your local bank. We're your neighbors. We understand your financial needs because we call this community home too. Our commitment to you means personalized service, tailored solutions, and a friendly face every time you walk through the door. Discover the difference of banking with someone who truly cares and go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company, where community comes first. Stop in or visit asbt.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball on the Williston State College YouTube page. Eden Hobbs out of the game. Back into Mitra Kindle. Up the court comes Jalen Martinez for the Mystics on top to Tatum. Tatum looking, surveilling. There's going to be a steal from Kindle. Here comes a run out. Only Tatum to stop him. Kindle adjusts in midair and puts it up and in. 2 more for Dimitrik. And now it is an 18-point game for the Tetons, 53-35. Across the timeline comes Siderex. Now to Tatum, looking to get it off to Martinez. Works around the perimeter in the corner. Kindle gets into the passing lane. Intended for Schilling. Tips it out of bounds. Out of the game now comes Will Olson. Back in is Josiah McDonald. Also, a substitution coming in for the Mystics. Tatum checking out with Ware coming back in. Ware seen some big time on the bench with 2 fouls. And another sub coming in for Schilling is Jackson Kellogg, seeing his first action. Inbound play now coming for the Mystics from the near sideline. Tyson Inget just checked into the game for Ben Yambi as well during that timeout. Martinez will get it over to Kellogg on the near wing, looking down low, nothing there. Trying to get over to Siderex as McDonald's going to tip it in the backcourt. But it'll be Siderex gets it there. Now he'll poke over, and it's going to be McDonald again pokes it away. Picking it up is going to be Tatum, and McDonald again pokes it away. Leads the team in steals and active in the passing lane. So 2 good pokeaways. There's 1 second on the shot clock. So it's either going to be a catch and shoot or a flip down to Zeller. Looking to get it. They get it over to Martinez. Heaves one up at the bucket. No good. No, they're going to say it hit the front of the rim. The putback is going to be up and good for Kellogg. Somehow that kissed the front of the rim. 2 points now. Makes it a 16-point game. McDonald, quick three coming the other way. Josiah McDonald keeps it coming down as the Tetons reign in threes. 19-point lead. 2:05 left to go. Martinez coming up the court. He was picked up by Inget. Tough battle down low with Sterling and Zeller. Back up on top. Driving is going to be Ware. He's cut off. Good recovery. Martinez in the corner looking down low for Zeller. Help from Inget. Now Zeller backing down on Sterling. Zeller reverse layup up and in. Should have been a shuffle and a travel call, but Zeller with 2 more. He has 12, having himself a good game. Kindle up on top. He'll step back. 3-pointer from Kindle. Off the mark. No good. Long rebound comes to Siderex. He's in a drive. Kindle getting a good possession. Siderex adjusts, and it'll be no good on the rebound. Marks is going to be fouled by Siderex. That'll be his second personal. 15 foul on Bismarck State. Here with 1:29 left to go in the half. 2 more Mystics set to come in. Martinez out with Birmingham back in. Also Siderex checking out of the game with Lukoki coming back in. So the Tetons seeing if they can make a big push here in the remaining $1:29 left in the first half on the American State Bank scoreboard. Inget over to Kindle. He'll cross over, looks to drive, takes a bump, and Kindle's going to be fouled by Birmingham, picking up his first 16 foul. No more fouls left to give for Bismarck State, as they're going to take a timeout here on the court with 1:23 left. Tetons ball. When we come back, it's going to be a short one. We'll take a short one as well back in 30 seconds.
Save on Steel outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw. Built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new Steel backpack blower or blower back and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your Steel this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Michael, we're back here. Tetons have the ball. 1:23 left to go in the first half. Up 56-39 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Sterling with a spin move on Zeller, and Zeller gets the block underneath. Lots of contact. They're letting him go down low. Long outlast pass to Ware. Ware skips across to Lukoki on the wing. Looks going to take Inget on the baseline. Inget with the steal. He's looking to weave through traffic. Up it's going to go to Kindle. Kindle's going to be hit on the legs on the way up by Ware, and that'll put Demetrius Kindle back to the line. That's number 3 on William Ware. And the 17th foul on the Bismarck State Mystics here with 1:04 left to go in the half. Kindle to the line with 4 points in the game. Chance for number 5 and 6. Tatum set to check back in as the first one from Kindle will be up and good. So Ware out of the game with Tatum in. $1:04 left to go. Kindle at the stripe for his second of 2. The sophomore lets it fly. That one will be good as well. Perfect 2 for 2 from the stripe. The Tetons now up by 19 points, 58-39. Tatum working his way up the court. He's had a solid first half. Going to be a poke away. Tatum flips it up, and it's going to be tipped away by Marks. Marks gets it up to McDonald. McDonald one-on-one with Lukoki. Through contact. Got it to go. Josiah McDonald soaring through the air with the greatest of ease. Hooping the harm. He'll go to the line for one more. Tetons up by 21. Chance to make it 22. Lukoki picks up his first personal. Tatum's going to come out of the game with Siderex coming back in. Siderex playing with 2. 48.3 seconds left to go in the first half. McDonald, 4-1 on the way. That one is good. Josiah McDonald now with 11 points in the game. Pass will go to Birmingham and the Mystics as they bring it back up the court. He'll be picked up by McDonald across the timeline. Zello looking for the over-the-top pass. Didn't come. That'll be over to Kellogg on the far wing. He's looking to drive on Kindle. Cut off. Looking for a team to get it out to. Good denial by Marks. Finally forced over to Siderex. Siderex to the elbow. Fadeaway jumper, and that one's going to be off the front of the rim. Tipped around in a race for it. Marks is going to get it. Marks going to go up and miss the dunk, but it still tips in, and he sheepishly will run back. Big bucket by Marks puts the Tetons up by 24, 63-39. 15 seconds left to go. Mystics can hold for one. Birmingham crossing over on McDonald. McDonald looking for a last-second poke away. Went for a swipe, didn't get it. McDonald underneath to Kellogg. Kellogg throws one up, and he'll get it a drop. 3 seconds left to go. Sterling, long pass up to McDonald. McDonald gets hit on the shot. And they're going to say after the whistle, so no foul coming. And McDonald and Kellogg give each other a good pat. And that will be how the first half ends, with the Tetons up by 24, 63-41. We're going to take a timeout so we can catch our breath and head to the official score bench to get the halftime stats. We'll be back for more Teton basketball here in a few minutes. Mike, we're back here. Tetons up 63-41, and we have about a minute left to go before we get started with half number 2. We'll quickly get you through the halftime stats for the Mystics. Carter Zeller with 12 to lead the way for BSC. Jackson Birmingham with 10. 6 coming in for Evan Tatum off the bench. 5 for Javier Siderex. 2 in each from Sharif Parks, Jalen Martinez, and William Ware. The Mystics shot 62% from the field in the first half. 17 of 28, 3 of 7 from deep, and 2 of 3 from the line. The Tetons are led in scoring by 15 from Will Olson, 10 from Richard Massey, 11 from Josiah McDonald, 7 from Rex Sterling, 6 from Demetra Kindle, 5 from Makai Marks, 4 from Eden Hobbs, 3 from Ian Johnson, and 2 for Ben Yambi. The Tetons shot 64% from the field, 61% from deep, going 11 of 18. And we're just waiting to get underway. Both teams out on the court here to start this second half. As now it'll be BSC to start with the ball. Up on top, they're going to go get it to Birmingham. Birmingham now to Zeller. Up on top to go Tatum getting the start here in this second half. All 5 starters out on the court for the Tetons. Birmingham crossing over on McDonald. Looking for a teammate to kick it off to. Gets it out on the perimeter now. Down underneath to Tatum. On the baseline looking to drive on Johnson. Johnson cutting him off. Tough shot by Tatum, but it'll be pulled down by Sterling. Gets it off to Marks. Marks pushes it up the court for Williston State. Up on top to Ingot. He's going to take off. Bounce pass underneath to Sterling. He'll bobble the ball and it'll go. No, it'll say tipped out of bounds. Tatum is beside himself thinking that it should go back to the Mystics. And it looks like the Tetons will be, that ruling will be overturned. So Williston State getting back on defense. 19:26 left to go in the second half on the American State Bank scoreboard. Back of the court comes Birmingham. Over in the corner. Now to Wesley. Wesley crossing over on Ingot. Looking for someone. Now up on top to Tatum. Tatum working his way around. Siderex back over to Wesley. Mid-range jumper on the way off the front of the iron. No good. Long rebound to Siderex. He'll bank one in from about 12 feet. First bucket of the half goes to BSC, down to a 20-point game. Johnson now driving through contact. Going to get underneath. Loses it over to Zeller. Could have put it up himself. Tetons a little bit out of sorts here in this second half to start offensively. Tatum on the baseline. Off the block to guarded by Johnson. Now Birmingham driving on McDonald. He'll spin and float in the paint. Up no good. McDonald pull down the board. He'll push it up the court himself. Crosses the timeline. 18.5 left to go. Big screen from Sterling. Three-pointer coming. And that's going to be up over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. So 3 empty starts to start the half for Williston State. They went on a 14-0 run to start the game before the Mystics were able to chip away a little bit. Wesley has the ball on the perimeter. Get it underneath to Zeller, and just off his fingertips, they went for an over-the-top pass as Sterling was fronting the big man for BSC. Ball goes back to the Tetons. Ingot pushes it up the court, hands it off to Johnson. McDonald comes and picks it up on the wing. Now back over to Ingot on the near wing. Ingot crosses over on top of the perimeter. Marks in the corner for 3. Makai Marks with a triple. He has 8 points in the game. Tetons back up by 23. One shy of their game-high lead. Wesley on the far wing. Picks up a screen from Zeller. Ingot did a good job rolling around it. And Ingot gets popped in the eye as Wesley went up. Looked to be that Tyson had a good hand on top of the ball. So Ingot's teammates are coming to check on him, and he looks to be all right. So Ingot will pick up his second personal foul, first team foul of the half, as Avery Wesley goes to the stripe for the Mystics, and his first one is going to be up and good. He'll have one more coming. 17:48 left to go in the second half. Wesley on the stripe for his second of 2. No Mystics into rebound. Next one on the way. That one will rattle in as well. 66-45 here with 17:45 left. Johnson gets it off to Ingot. Now up on top to Sterling. He waits, finds Marks, picks up a Sterling screen on the perimeter to Johnson. 1-2 dribbles out to Marks. He goes for another triple. In and out, no good. Sterling has it popped out of his hands. Siderex hits the deck, and now it's a 5-on-4 push up. Siderex has it, spins, loses a handle. He's going to be whistled for the travel, and it'll be a turnover. Gives it back to Williston State. Tyson Ingot standing in there. He was ready to take the charge, and that cause Seigretz to have to stop, spin, shovel his feet, and gives the ball back to Williston State. There is going to be now a stop to the scorer's bench. There looks like to be a little bit of perspiration on the ball, just getting it wiped off. Triangle Electric, the game sponsor here for Teton basketball. Johnson set to inbound the ball to Williston State. Both teams going 11 deep. Bismarck State is using all of their bench so far in the game. Inget gets it over to McDonald. McDonald gets by Birmingham, floats one up, and that'll be up and in. Two more for Josiah McDonald. He has 13 in the game. Tetons back up by 23, 68-45. Ware calling directions for his teammate. Tatum comes and gets it on top of the perimeter. Looking underneath for Zeller, not there. Birmingham just about poked away by McDonald. He'll find Seigretz. Now up on top to Wesley. Wesley picks up a screen from Tatum. He'll step back along the perimeter. That one up, no good. Rebound comes down to the Tetons. It'll go in as a team rebound. McDonald swings through underneath. He was looking for a whip pass down low to Sterling. And now we'll go out of bounds. Couple of subs coming in. Out of the game goes Marks, Johnson, and Inget. In comes Massey, Yambi, and Hobbs. Bismarck State ball here with 16:42 left to go. Walking it up the court, just re-entering the game is number 0, William Ware. And Ware is going to get it off. A good pass, no good. Blocked by Hobbs on the putback. Loose ball on the ground. Sterling's going to be there first, but it'll be Ware who gets it. Loose ball again. It'll go off on the perimeter to Seigretz. Underneath, it'll go to Zeller. Zeller through contact, blocked by Sterling. Sterling gets the ball, gets it up to Hobbs, pushes it to Yambi. Yambi races. McDonald alley. Oh, one-handed jam! Reaches all the way back and cocks the hammer to put it down. Josiah McDonald with 15. Tetons up 25. Up on top of the perimeter. Now Ware has it. Gets it off to Wesley. Drives. Mid-range floater up. No good. It'll be Hobbs again. Pulls it down. Yambi again going. It'll be Massey. Massey going up with it. He's going to be blocked. Loose ball again. Now pulled down by Seigretz. Tetons looking to run free, and there's going to be a foul on Ben Yambi. Picks up his first personal, second team. So Yambi picked up his first personal. Ware out there for the Mystics playing with 3. Inbound play coming. Ware set to trigger. He'll get it on top of the perimeter to Wesley. Guarded by Yambi. Tetons have some stellar defenders out on the court. Wesley cut off by Yambi. Up on top, it'll go to Ware. Now over to Birmingham. Looking down low for Zeller. Gets a step on Sterling. Sterling with a... Oh my goodness. That was about as clean as a block as you'll see by Rex Sterling. And he's going to pick up his second personal foul. That'll send Carter Zeller to the stripe for a pair. He has a team-high 12 points in the game. Freedom Leon to the bench, waiting to check in. Also now Will Olsen coming. Zeller at the line for his first of 2. That one rims off, no good. It's going to be McDonald and Sterling checking out of the game for Olsen and Leon. One more coming for Carter Zeller. At the stripe for his second of 2. 15:31 left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. Second one from Zeller is good. That'll now make it 70-46. Yambi gets it off to Hobbs. Back to Yambi, a little back and forth. Leon on top. Hobbs now looking to work his way through the paint. He's cut off up to Olsen. Olsen takes off through traffic. Yambi over to Massey. Massey with a three-pointer. That one is good. Richard Massey now with 13 in the game. Tetons up 73-46. Seigretz back up the court for the Mystics. Zeller fighting down low with Leon. Knocked knees together, and Leon took worse for that. They get it to Zeller on the low post, extended out to Birmingham. Cut off by Massey. Back down low to Zeller. Using his big body, got away with a hook, and they're going to call a foul on Freedom. So a big chicken wing elbow thrown by Zeller underneath to try to clear some space. And that'll be number 2 on Freedom. 4th team foul already on the Tetons. They're in a little bit of foul trouble early, as the Mystics may try to go back to the well early and often down underneath with Zeller. Him and Tatum have been lone bright spots for the Mystics here in this one. Zeller for his first of 2 will be up and good. He is now 2 for 3 in the half from the stripe. He'll have one more coming. Carter Zeller at the line for his second of 2. on the way, and that one is good as well. 2 for 2 for Zeller. Yambi bringing the ball back up the court for Williston State. Gets it off to Hobbs. They play back and forth pass it. Yambi picks up a screen. Now into the corner to Massey. Work his way back to the top of the perimeter. Olsen, he'll take off. Gets to the elbow. Swings it back to Massey. Again for 3 for Massey. That one in and out. No good. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Avery Wesley. And the Mystics will give it back to Williston State. They have 19 on the shot clock after the miss. So they'll look to inbound the ball. Ben Yambi set to trigger from underneath his own basket. Massey posting up. See if they can sneak one away. Gets it in the corner. Massey had an open look. Passes it up to set up the offense. Over to Yambi on the far wing. Picks up a Leon screen. Looks to drive baseline. Swing pass is going to be tipped out of bounds this time by William Ware. 9 seconds on the shot clock now for the Tetons to try to get one off. Ball got tipped away down the hallway, so they'll have a couple extra seconds before we get back to action. 14:24 left to go in the game. Still waiting for Yambi to come back with the ball. It may have careened a long ways away from him. As finally repairs back on the court, and Yambi in tow. He'll enter the ball one more time from underneath his own basket. 9 on the shot clock. Gives it into Hobbs. Hobbs drives baseline. Gets bumped. Out it goes to Olsen for 3. Will Olsen with another one. He has 18. Olsen is a man on fire here as the Tetons up 28-76-48. Ware out on the perimeter. Over to Siderex. Looking down low. Nothing there. Birmingham has a lane. He's going to be cut off by Hobbs. Good help defense. Look underneath for Zeller. Leon fighting hard down underneath. Leon's going to tip it away. And it's going to be again tipped away. It'll be a loose ball on the ground. And there's going to be a timeout called by Birmingham. Lands on the ball. He'll get helped up by Wesley and Will Olsen. Timeout on the court here with 13:49 left to go. Tetons firmly in control, 76-48. It's going to be a long one. We're going to take a long one ourselves. We'll be back for more Teton basketball exclusively all season long on the Williston State YouTube page.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton athletics.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball on the Williston State College YouTube page. Tetons up 76-48, 13:53 left to go in the second half. Jackson Birmingham set to inbound the ball. Checked into the game now for the Mystics, number 12, Sharif Parks, and there is going to be a whistle away from the ball. So Coach Rice not happy with the call. No foul call, just out of bounds, and back come the Tetons up the court. Yambi has it on top, looking to take off. He'll get into the paint, cut off up on top. Olsen, wide open three, hand down, man down. Will Olsen got it to go. He has 21. 79-48, largest lead of the game for the Tetons, and they look to continue to build. Back out on top now, it's the two high posts coming in for the Mystics. They get onto the baseline. Siderex underneath against Hobbs, and it's going to be a bailout foul there, as that will keep the possession alive. It was Siderex could have gotten whistled for a travel. So the Tetons just couldn't get the ball away clearly or grab onto the ball. Foul's going to go against Eden Hobbs. First personal, 15 foul. And that will send Siderex to the stripe. Didn't appear that that one would have been on the shot, but they're going to give him two, and he'll knock the first one down. Subs coming in for Williston State. It'll be Yambi and Massey out of the game. in is Kindle and Hare. Next one coming from Siderex. One more from the stripe on the way. That one is good. Excellent free throw shooting here in the half for this BSC team, as Siderex will come out of the game. Checking back in is Badri Lukoki, who saw some limited action in the first half. Carson Hare over to Will Olsen. Olsen thought about a heat check, gets it to Kindle. Kindle puts it on the deck. Olsen flaring, backdoor, nothing there. Gets it to Hobbs in the post. Working on Zeller. In the mid-post region to Leon, and there's going to be a travel called on Freedom. Shuffled his feet before he took off for the short shot. And he has a quick word with Coach Herman. And Coach says, yeah, you did. You shuffled your feet a little bit, so the turnover will give the ball back to Bismarck State. Closing in on 13 minutes left to go in the game, 79-50. Birmingham looks to drive, cut off, kicks it up on top to Avery Wesley for a three-pointer. Wide open, and he'll knock it down. Wesley now with 5 points in the game, 79-53. Hare off to Hobbs. Hobbs along the perimeter, looking to spin, drive, fadeaway jumper in the mid-post area, up no good. Birmingham with the board, back come the Mystics. They're looking to see if they can make a charge to make this a game late. Wesley has the ball, had an open look, gave it up, looking for the extra pass in the corner to Lukoki, not there, back up to Birmingham. He'll get to the wing, up on top. It'll go now to Parks. Parks underneath to Zeller, mismatch with Hobbs. Hobbs not giving any ground, and Zeller will go with a little fade away off the glass, up and in, down to a 24-point lead, 79-55. Olsen on the perimeter, being hounded by Wesley. Kicks it off to Carson Hare for three. Carson off the mark, no good. And that one is going to be saved from going out of bounds, and it will be once again by Wesley into the hands of Birmingham. He'll get it up to Parks. And now Parks with a mid-range jumper. He'll kiss it off the glass, and Sharif Parks with two more. So a run coming here for this Mystics team, a 7-0 run. Hobbs has the ball over to Kindle. Kindle, step back three-pointer on the way. That one off the glass, no good. Parks with the board. Leon hits the deck late to get up. Lukoki driving, slipping through, and that's going to be a foul called on Eden Halls, picking up his second. Sterling and Johnson checking back into the game for Hobbs and Leon. And Birmingham coming out of the game for Bismarck State. So Birmingham out with Tatum in. With the two big posts in for Bismarck. It has been the Mystics eating, and they get it down low to Zeller, who puts it up and in for two more. He has 19 in the game. It's a 20-point contest. Bismarck State starting to chip away. They're a +9 in the last couple of minutes, and there's going to be a double dribble called on Rex Sterling. The Tetons give it away again. And the Mystics slowly starting to claw back. It was up to a 29-point game, now a 20. BSC seeing if they can take this game into short chunks and make it a close one down to the end. Lukoki bringing the ball up the court for the Mystics. High screen from Zeller. Zeller, pump fake, gets it off to Tatum on the near wing, underneath the Parks. Parks spins on Johnson, fades away, no good. Pulled down by Johnson. Good stop defensively for the Tetons. Long pass to Sterling, has it taken away by Wesley. Loose ball, back comes Bismarck State. Two more players set to come back in for the Tetons. And here comes a third. The Tetons set to put all of their starters back into the game here on the next stop. Lukoki working around the perimeter. 10:45 left to go. Parks gets it up on top of the perimeter. Swing pass over to Tatum. Looking down low for Zeller. Not there. There's Kindle with a takeaway. Wide open. Demetra Kindle. Easy two-hand flush. And Kindle with a much-needed stop. And a bucket for the Tetons here with 10:35 left. Back up to a 22-point game. And the Williston State takes a much-needed timeout to try to get themselves sorted out. We're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank & Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank & Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball on the Williston State YouTube page. All 5 starters out on the court for the Tetons. It is McDonald, Inget, Marks, Johnson, and Sterling. A little bit of full court press coming, a 3/4 court press coming for the Tetons. After the inbound play, they'll back off and play half-court defense. Lukoki has it on top. He'll be hounded by McDonald. A tough matchup, whoever McDonald is guarding. McDonald now. Lukoki puts his shoulder down, drives, high angle off the glass, up and in. First 2 points of the game for Lukoki. Back to a 20-point game, 81-61. Johnson has it along the perimeter, over to McDonald. McDonald hands it off to Marks. Back over to Johnson. Johnson gets parked in the air, and there's going to be a travel call on Ian Johnson. So the Tetons having some turnover issues here. During the timeout, you could hear Coach Sterling unhappy with the effort his guys were putting out on the court, imploring them to get fired up. Lukoki now back up the court for BSC. Teton still in man-to-man defense. Inget with a steal, 2-man game. Inget with the layup and up and in. It was McDonald trailing him and had to wait to see if Inget was going to lob it up. Tyson gets his first bucket of the game. Williston State back up by 22, 83-61 on the American State Bank scoreboard. High post to Parks. He has a pop out to the perimeter. Driving on Johnson, barrels through. Johnson tips it away. Loose ball on the ground, and he'll still scramble for it. Lukoki's going to come away with it. Inget has to scramble to get back up. And they're going to be back up on top to Wesley. Wesley with the running floater. That'll fall off. No good. Parks will put it back up and in. 2 more for the Mystics. 20-point game. Sterling had it tipped away from him by Zeller on the outlet pass. Coming into the game for Ian Johnson is going to be Demetra Kindle for the Tetons. And Birmingham coming back in for Tatum for the Mystics. 16 fouls in the half for the Tetons. Still no fouls for the Mystics. Sterling's going to get it underneath. Hammered by Zeller on the way up, but no call. They're going to say it's stripped out of bounds. Tetons with another inbound play coming. Inget set to trigger for Williston State. Marks flashing over to the wing. He'll pick it up. Up on top now to McDonald. Bounce pass to Inget. Inget in the corner to Kindle. Crosses over as a mismatch with Zeller. Gets to the paint. He'll go. Little scoop layup up and in. Demetra Kindle now with 10 points in the game. So Tetons, after that timeout, they have righted the ship. Now seeing if they can put the hammer down. Steal away by McDonald. McDonald weaving through traffic. Has some speed. Up it'll go to Sterling. Underneath to Inget. Puts it up. No good. McDonald with a putback up and in. He has 17. 87-63. Tetons getting it done defensively, and that's transitioning into offense for them. Now there's going to be a timeout called by Coach Reed and the Mystics, or Coach Rice and the Mystics. Called just as they got across the timeline. 8:38 left to go in the game. And it's going to be a full timeout called by Bismarck State. We're going to take a full timeout ourselves. Back in 1 minute.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Casasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball. Tetons only took about 20 seconds of that timeout. They're already back on the court. Now here comes the Mystics. Tetons want to keep that intensity high as it helped build them up a 24-point lead. They push it up to 29 before the Mystics started to chip away, got it down to 20. Birmingham, high post now to Parks, looking underneath for Zeller. Zeller gets good position. They're going to be blocked by Kindle. Rebound goes to Wesley. He's going to flip one up. Now one's going to drop in. So Wesley with the bucket. He now has 7. Inget gets it across the timeline to Kindle. Crosses over. Kindle through traffic, and he's going to be fouled on the ground. he was already gathered in motion, so not sure why they're calling that one on the ground. Wesley picking up his first personal, and he'll come out of the game with Tatum coming back in. And the Tetons take out Ingot and McDonald. They'll bring back in Olsen and Yambi. Inbound pass goes up on top to Olsen. Over in the corner, it'll go to Yambi. Looking to work, gets down low, baseline jumper on the way. Ben Yambi with a tough mid-range jumper, knocks it down for 2 more points. Yambi now with 4 points in the game. Back up comes Birmingham, 89-65, 8 minutes left to go. Sterling and Zeller fighting down low. Zeller gets it in the low post. See if Sterling can force a stop. Zeller using his elbow again, and a missed travel called on the shot. Tatum gets it over to Parks. Parks pulling himself off the glass. It'll go tipped up, no good. Pulled down by Kindle. He'll push it up the court for the Tetons. Weaves through traffic. Euro steps. Layup up and in. Dimitri Kendall with 12 now for the Tetons. 91-65. 7:35 left to go in the game. Tetons want to put this one away here before the Mystics can try to battle back. Birmingham on top to Zeller. He'll get it off on the perimeter. Looking to work it around back underneath the Tatum. Mid-range, little flip shot up and in. 2 more for Tatum. Freedom Leon set to come in on the next stop. Yambi up on top to Kindle. Kindle, he's left wide open, takes a 3-pointer off the back of the iron, no good. Teton wants to run, Coach Herman wants to run some offense. Parks now with a high angle layup, no good. Ripped down by Sterling. Great rebound by Rex. Now it's Hobbs and Leon to check in. Olsen coming up the court for Williston State. Olsen gets it over to Marks. Marks for a wing 3. That's going to be no good. Long rebound. Saved from going out of bounds by Will Olsen. They say no, he stepped on the line. So some quick possessions for the Tetons, and don't think that Coach Herman is happy with the Tetons not working the ball around. Kindle and Sterling out with Leon and Hobbs in. Mystics ball with 6:44 left to go in the game. Birmingham marching it up the court. He gets it over on the wings. Hobbs just about with a steal. 3-pointer coming up, no good. And it's going to be a 3-shot foul committed by Ben Yambi. That foul is going to go on Yambi, and that will send Ware, who just checked back into the stripe. So Yambi with his second personal. 7th team foul, still just 1 on the Mystics here in the half. First one is going to roll in off the rim. Good for 1 from Ware. He'll have 2 more coming. Ware playing with 3 fouls. Leon with 2, Yambi with 2, and Hobbs with 2 for the Tetons. Second of 2 was good. 1 more coming for Ware. 91-69, back down to 22 points. Ware the line for his 3rd of 3. That one is good. Perfect trip to the stripe for the Mystics. Yambi marching it back up the court for Williston State. Olsen posting up on the perimeter against Birmingham. He'll pick up a Leon screen, now crosses over. Looks to bully himself through, and he's going to be fouled. And that one is going to go against Sigretz, who picks up his 3rd. So just the 2nd team foul, and there's going to be a technical foul called on Sigretz, so he's going to pick up his 4th. So that'll be some free throws coming for Williston State. And going to the line will be Will Olsen. First one off the mark, no good. Will have a couple more at the stripe for his next one. That one off the back of the iron, no good. So Tetons will retain possession after the technical foul. Sigretz still doesn't look happy out on the court, as the Tetons will inbound from underneath their own basket, up 91-70. 6:23 left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. Tetons trying to get it in. It's going to be Ben Yambi calling a timeout to retain possession. Tetons have 3 timeouts left. Mystics with just 2. We'll see if it is going to be a long timeout, so we'll take a long one as well. We'll be back for more Teton basketball in 1 minute.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we're more than just your local bank. We're your neighbors. We understand your financial needs because we call this community home too. Our commitment to you means personalized service, tailored solutions, and a friendly face every time you walk through the door. Discover the difference of banking with someone who truly cares and go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company, where community comes first. Stop in or visit asbt.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Save on STIHL outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new STIHL backpack blower or blower back and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your STIHL this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Inbound play for the Tetons. They get into Hobbs, out to Marks, over now up to Olsen. Olsen looks to penetrate. He's going to be cut off. Flips it underneath to Leon. Leon with a little flip shot. Falls off the front of the rim. No good. Zeller pulls down the board. Mystics will take over. 6:10 left to go in the game. Tetons looking to play hard enough. Zeller went ahead and set a massive screen on Olsen, but laid up. Now a long three-pointer coming. That's off the mark. No good. Mackay can't come with it under the rebound. Sigretz gets it, and Mackay Marks will pick up his first personal 8th team foul. So that'll be some free throws coming for Javier Sigretz. So Tetons not in foul trouble, but the fouls have built. So be Sigretz at the stripe for a couple. Schilling came in on that last timeout. First free throw is going to be up and no good on the 1-and-1. Pulled down by Ben Yambi and the Tetons. Yambi backing down on Sigretz. Here comes a screen from Leon. He'll cross over, go the other way, swing pass to Hobbs. Hobbs looks to get to the charity stripe, works his way through. He's going to be stripped, regains control underneath, tries to get it, still stripped away. Schilling will pick the ball up. Sigretz is going to pick it up there on the other end. Hobbs right in front of him. He'll spin move. Hobbs is going to poke it away. Hobbs comes and he'll put it up and in. What an effort by Eden Hobbs after he had the ball stripped to get it back and get the bucket. 93-70. Tetons back up by 23. 5:20 left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. Sigretz gets to the elbow, driving on Leon. High angle, no good. Tipped away. Leon with the board. And there's going to be a travel called on Freedom Leon. That'll turn the ball back over to the Mystics. Mackay Marks and Ben Yambi will check out of the game with Richard Massey and Carson Hare coming back in. And there's going to be another timeout call, this time by Bismarck State. It's going to be a full timeout. We're going to take a full one as well. When we come back, we'll have more Teton basketball for you right here on 660 Keys News Radio or on the Williston State YouTube page.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Mike back here for Teton basketball at the Well in Williston. Tetons have a 23-point lead, 93-70, as they look to try and put away the Bismarck State Mystics. The Tetons still have a couple of losses looming in conference play. They're due to forfeits, due to some technical issues, and they are appealing those. So should they get the win and then win the appeal, they would move to 4-0. Without the appeal, if they can hold on, they would go to 2-2 in conference play. Leon fighting hard underneath against Zeller. Zeller gets it, back down, flips it underneath, and it's going to be Teton who puts it up and just doesn't drop. That's going to be number 3 on Freedom, and that'll put Tatum to the stripe for a pair of shots. So Evan Tatum at the stripe for 2. Ninth personal foul, or ninth team foul on the Tetons. Still just 3 on the Mystics as Tatum, who had a strong first half, Now looking to see if he can help cut away at this 23-point deficit. His first one is going to be soft off the front of the rim. No good. He'll have one more coming from the charity stripe. Tatum again at the line for his second of two. Next one on the way. That one hard off the back of the iron. No good. Leon will pull it down. He'll get it off to Olsen. And the Tetons will take back over. Now under 5 minutes left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. Massey works it around the perimeter, and there's going to be a foul called on Tatum. He'll pick up his second personal, fourth team. Coach Rice, who is Tatum threw his hands up in the air, said, yeah, that was a foul, as Carson Hare now will inbound the ball from the sideline for Williston State. Inbound goes to Hobbs. Back to Hare. Looks to turn the corner. Looks to slip through. Nothing there. Over to Olsen. Three-pointer coming from Will. Off the mark. No good. Hobbs goes for the putback. He was hit on the arm. Couldn't get it to go. Back of the court comes the Mystics. Here comes a drive by Birmingham for the charity stripe. Pull-up jumper up and good. Two more for Jackson Birmingham. He has 12 in the game. 21-point lead for the Tetons. Hare back up the court. Hands the ball over to Olsen again. Whips it over to Massey. Baseline drive. Gets a step. Kicks it back off to Olsen. Olsen mishandled it. Regained control. And went to go whip it down underneath. It's going to be tipped by Tatum. As back comes Tatum up the court. One-on-one with Hare. Steps through. Puts one up off the front of the rim. No good. Hare pulls down the board. Gets it off to Hobbs. Back up comes Hobbs. Little stuttle from the elbow. Hobbs will pull up. That'll be off the back of the iron. No good. Tetons have came up dry from the field as of late, but they've done enough to hold on to still a 21-point lead. 3:45 left to go. Give and go underneath to Birmingham. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Will Olsen. Olsen will come out of the game now for the Tetons. Back in is Josiah McDonald. And in for Eden Hobbs is going to be Ian Johnson. Inbound play coming for the Mystics underneath their own basket. Jackson Birmingham set to trigger a 4-high look. Schilling trying to cut through, sets up a screen, flaring out to the outside. It's going to be Sigratz. He gets it, going to get by Massey. Euro steps through as he'll get a tough one up and in. Javier Sigratz now up to 11 points, 93-74, down to a 19-point game. Closest the Mystics have been all half long. Carson Hare's going to drive, flips it up, and he'll get the and one. Carson Hare with a terrific second effort to put it up and in. And that will be, I believe, number 5 on Javier Sigratz, and it will. So he'll foul out of the game with 11 points. And more substitutes will come in as well with Baudry Lukoki. Zeller will check out of the game with Sharif Parks back in. And also joining them on the bench will be Tatum. And checking in is going to be number 13, Jalen Martinez. Also Birmingham coming out of the game with Wesley coming back in. Hare's free throw is good to complete the and one for his first 3 points of the game. Tetons back up now by 22 points, 96-74. Martinez jogging up the court for the Mystics. He'll cross the timeline to 3:23 left to go. Schilling has it on the far wing. High post now to Wesley. Wesley with a mid-range jumper. That'll rattle around, drop off. Hare with the board. He'll push it up the court for the Tetons. Hare, long pass over to Massey for 3. In and out, no good. Leon with the rebound. Put back, that's no good. Parks is going to tip it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tetons. Great second effort by Freedom Leon. We'll have to see if they can give him the ball underneath to get him a bucket, as he is still looking for his first points of the game. Lone Teton that they have to choose from, still to not score. Johnson with from the corner, get it up to McDonald. McDonald over to Hare. Hare pumping, looking to drive on Lukoki. Going to stop, got his man in traction. It's going to be Leon, gets hammered on the way up. Lukoki and Parks in there on the play. So unselfish play by Carson Hare to get it to Freedom, who's fouled on the way up. That foul's going to go on Sharif Parks, his first personal, 6th team. Freedom at the stripe for 2 shots. First one on the way, and that one off the back of the iron, no good. He'll have one more look and try to crack the scoring column here with 2:51 left to go. Second one from Freedom. That one is good. Now every Teton has scored so far in the game. Back up the court. Lukoki running the point for the Mystics. And it looks like they're going to have a shot clock issue as the shot clock didn't start in time. So it'll be a quick inbound. Shows shot clock down to 27 seconds now. Inbound play. 2:45 left to go in the game. Lukoki over to Wesley. Hobbs set to check back in for the Tetons. Swings it over onto the wing, back to Lukoki. Looking down low, he missed a wide open Schilling. Over to Parks on the perimeter. Parks for three over the top of Leon. That's going to be no good. Massey will pull it down. He'll push it up the court for Williston State. Under 2.5. Massey on the move, puts it up and in with the layup. Richard Massey with the assist. Freedom has three, and the Tetons now up 99-74. Lukoki coming around, and there's going to be an offensive foul called on Sharif Parks. He'll pick up his second, 7th team foul, offensive foul, so there's no shots coming. Ian Johnson coming out of the game. Coming in for him is Eden Hobbs. Hare gets it over to Hobbs. Flips it now to McDonald. McDonald crosses over, got his man in a blender, off to Massey, now to Hare. 3-pointer from Carson. That one was tipped. McDonald comes down to the board. Offensive rebound by McDonald. He's looking just outside the perimeter, goes for a fadeaway, going to be blocked. Parks will come down with it. Long pass will go up to Lukoki. Lukoki stops at the perimeter. Massey just about with a steal, now under the corner to Wesley, underneath the Parks. Parks is going to be double teamed. He's going to put it up. No good. Tipped around. They pick back up by Wesley, who puts it back up and in. He has 9 points. Just over a minute and a half left to go. Josiah McDonald with the ball. Gets it off to Eden Hobbs. Hobbs on top of the perimeter. Now to Hare. Hare back to Massey on top of the perimeter. They hand it to McDonald. McDonald weaving around, now to Hobbs. Tetons chewing clock, 13 on the shot clock. Hare approaches the far wing, picks up a Leon screen. Here comes Parks, pops out. Good old Massey in the corner, baseline drive, 6 on the shot clock. And Massey's going to be fouled by Parks. It's a little bit of a late rotation there defensively by Bismarck State. Will put Richard Massey to the stripe. Massey with 13 in the game. That's going to be number 1 on David Schilling for the Mystics. 8th team foul. Teton sitting at 9 team fouls. Massey at the line with 2 looks to get the team into triple digits, and he does on the first one. Now 100-76. Massey at the line for his second of 2. That one up and good as well. 2 for 2 that time for Richard Massey. Tetons up 25, buck 12 left to go. Final handful of possessions here before this one is going to wrap up from the well in Williston. Martinez has it on the near wing, looking to get it up on top to Schilling. Schilling kicks it over to Lukoki. Lukoki holding, 15 on the shot clock. Wesley has it up on top, calling for action. Over to Parks on the near wing. Parks holding on, waiting. And there's going to be a reach-in foul on Freedom Leon. Looks like Leon went to go, and his knee may have buckled a little bit. So that'll be number 4 on Freedom. That'll send Sharif Parks to the stripe, who's at 6 points with 50 seconds left to go in the game. First one up by Sharif is going to be good. He'll have one more coming. The Tetons will likely get one more look at the bucket before this one is through. Parks the line for his second of 2. That one is good. 2 for 2 from the stripe. 101-78. Hare pushing it back up the court for the Tetons. He'll be picked up by Lukoki up on top. Carson crossing over. Looks to drive. Spins. Kicks it into the corner. Massey takes up on the baseline drive. Stopped underneath. Throws it up on top to McDonald. Straightaway 3-pointer for Josiah. Got it to go. Josiah McDonald straightaway triple. Gives him 20 points in the game. Baseline pass, trying to thread the needle. Wesley to Lukoki. Lukoki couldn't handle it. And the Mystics will turn it back over to the Tetons. And Coach Herman says no more shots. Carson Hare catches the inbound pass. Carson will march it across the timeline. Calling out directions for his guys in a 4 corners look. And Eden Hobbs will just dribble out the remaining 16 seconds. The Tetons may pass it around a little bit, but no pressure will come from the Mystics, and the Tetons are going to come away with a 104-79 win. Final seconds tips away. The Tetons get a huge win here at home. They sweep the day. Both men and women take big victories. The women win 88-81. The men win 104-79. We're going to go down and get the stat sheet. When we come back, we'll have the post-game wrap-up here from the Well in Williston. You're listening to Teton Basketball exclusively all season long on the Williston State College YouTube page.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we want you to bank your way, whether that's on the go or at home. We make your life easier with online and mobile banking, bill pay, remote deposit, electronic payments, and more. Free, convenient, secure services, all available to you. Banking should happen on your time, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company. Stop in or visit asbt.com to enjoy a better digital banking experience. Member FDIC.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Save on steel outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new steel backpack blower or blower vac and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your steel this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For more than 70 years, Expanse Electrical Company has delivered market-leading electrical, power, and automation expertise built upon a legacy of technology, quality, and craftsmanship. They are confident that they have the best team in the industry and welcome the opportunity to serve you. A proud member of the Williston community, Expanse continually works to build a better future for their company, their craftsmen, and their customers. They pride themselves on having one of the most proficient teams of directly employed licensed electricians and automation engineers in the industry. Interested in powering up your career? Visit expanseelectrical.com/careers to learn about their openings in the North Dakota region.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Kasasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and Get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton basketball. We are post-game of the Tetons' 104-79 win over Bismarck State College and the Mystics. Taking a look first at scoring for Bismarck State. Carter Zeller paced the way with 19 points, 7 of 9 from the field, and 5 of 6 from the stripe. 12 points from Jackson Birmingham, 11 from Javier Seigertz. 8 points in from Sharif Parks as well as Evan Tatum. 7 points from Avery Wesley, 5 from William Ware, and 2 each from Badri Lukoki as well as Jalen Martinez. In the second half, the Mystics shot 40% from the field, 13 of 32, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc for 20%, and 13 of 17 from the stripe for 76%. In the game, they shot 28 of 58 for 50% from the field, just 4 of 12 from beyond the arc, and 14 of 19 from the charity stripe. Overall, they pulled down 26 rebounds, 17 defensive, 9 offensive rebounds. Leading the way on the rebounding end was Jackson Birmingham with 6. The team had 5 assists, 6 steals, 1 block, 21 turnovers, and 13 personal fouls overall. Looking at the Tetons, they were led in scoring by Will Olson. He had 21 points in the game.